Hi guys, and welcome to That's Mental. So today I want to talk about a really important topic, the topic of social media shaming. And the reason why it's relevant is because I really feel that this is related to our mental health and it has an impact on our mental health. And it's a topic that, of course, I care about, but also, when it comes to social media and using it responsibly, I really do think that this is something that we have to be mindful of. Just want to say first though that I love social media. It's my job, so I promote the use of social media as a tool for business. I also use social media myself, as you know, to promote my work, so I'm fully in favor of it. I love it, and I also love the fact that social media is a great place for memes, for jokes, for making fun of what's happening, following trends. I mean, there's definitely a lot of great things there. And I also think that it's been a great channel and a great vehicle for news, and for people to express themselves in ways that they never could have before. I mean, of course, it's clear that now, thanks to social media, news can spread really, really quickly. People who have been, in the past censored have been able to use social media to get messages through, and it's created citizen journalists, and I think that's really a great thing. There are a lot of benefits to social media. It also creates a great community, for example. But at this point in time, the topic that I want to talk about, social media shaming, is something that I have seen a lot online, and it really bothers me. So, why am I talking about this? Um, so often, what you see is that people are using social media to support a cause, and I think that's great. So, they're standing up for something that they believe in, they're shouting out about something that's an important topic to them, um, and they're using social media to do that. And I think, once again, this is a great thing. We should all use our platforms and the fact that we can reach many more people than we did before to raise awareness, to spread messages about the things that we care about. Definitely take advantage of that. No one should be made to feel ashamed or to feel shit about the choices that they're making in life. Even if somebody is an asshole, that doesn't give you permission to go on social media and to start spamming them and writing a ton of hate comments about how they're an asshole and that you hate them and you wish they were dead and all these horrible things that we know people are doing online. um we don't have to start this witch hunt for people and start trolling them. At the end of the day, people are always going to have different opinions. I think it's really important to respect that. That doesn't mean that you have to like it or agree with it, but that's just how it is. And that's why I think that even assholes have a right to just be left with their shitty views, and not be trolled and called names and um, have hate thrown down on them. And to be honest, I have really heard stories and read articles about people who've suffered a lot from this type of public shaming or social media shaming, and whose lives it really destroys. Sometimes they end up taking their own life. I mean, at the end of the day, it can almost become like bullying. And I think we really have to be responsible and think about that responsibly. And what does this mean, and what are we doing, and why are we behaving this way? And recently, what I've seen is social media shaming around a whole load of topics. I mean, from corona, dating, of course, the usual body shaming, telling women what to do, homophobia, transphobia, and then, most recently around the race riots and protests that have been happening around the world. I'm not saying that the people who are staying silent during these global events are necessarily right. That's not at all what I'm saying. I think that it is important to have causes that you care for and to stand up for them. But what I'm saying is that we shouldn't shame people for, like I said, the choices that they're making. So, for example, during Corona, during the lockdown, etc., people were being shamed for going outside. People were being shamed for meeting with friends. Or they're made to feel guilty for doing certain things. During dating, during that time as well, we were put under a lot of pressure to stop dating, to not meet other people. People were made to feel guilty for that. And again, like calling people out. And even I actually took part in that. I was like, oh, I can't believe these people who were suggesting that you would meet up for sex. I mean, okay, casual sex is really not the best example, because indeed it's not, you know, a great idea during lockdown. But that being said, if two people are really liking each other's company and they want to meet because they're feeling the beginning of something romantic, then I don't think we should be shaming people and putting so much pressure on them for these types of things. And then of course recently I've seen a lot of social media shaming around people not speaking out on race issues. Now, personally, I think that this social media shaming is really negative. It also makes me feel like those who are doing the shaming are claiming that they have the moral high ground, you know? So it's kind of like, yeah, we know better, you should be doing it this way, and if you're not doing it this way, then you're an asshole and you suck, and you're just a loser, and you should be doing it this way. Like, everybody should be following what they say. And I don't think this is necessarily the right message that we should be sharing. First of all, it's really important to realize that just because people aren't active on social media, just because they're not shouting at from the rooftops what they're doing, doesn't mean that they're not active. Let's not forget that social media is a lot of vanity. Social media is a lot of feel good. We all know this, that people are only posting the best version of themselves, the best version of their lives. They're showing you what they want you to see. So don't get fooled or pulled into the trap of thinking that what you see on social media is a reality. Just because people are posting doesn't mean that they actually support or that they're active in their community. My question is really, what matters more? Is it the real activism, or is it the social media activism? I think this is something really important to think about. And by the way, they're not mutually exclusive. I also think that the issue with this social media shaming is that we are jumping to huge conclusions about other people and their actions, and in reality we know nothing about what they're doing or why they're doing it. For example, just because someone has gone outside during the lockdown doesn't mean that they're reckless. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean that they're foolish, or that they just are being disrespectful. You never know someone's story, so instead of jumping to conclusions, maybe try to give them the benefit of the doubt, or if you're able to, then even just ask them, like, why are they outside? And it's the same for any type of cause that you support, whether it's LGBT, whether it's the environment, whether it's race issues. No matter what it is that you support and feel really strongly about, just because you don't see people posting about it online doesn't mean that they don't care, or not supporting that cause. So personally, I really believe that social media should be used in a more positive way. And in general, if you care about something that much, instead of shaming other people or making them feel guilty for not taking part, I think that we can use our energy much more positively, and social media more positively as well, in order to educate, support, and uplift one another, rather than using it as a tool to beat each other down. I don't think it's constructive to use social media in this negative way. And then coming back to mental health, it really creates a lot of fear, it creates a lot of pressure, it creates a lot of guilt, and I think it can be very harmful for people. I mean, like I said a little bit earlier, sometimes this online or public bullying goes so far that people end up taking their own lives. I mean, of course, this is a very extreme example, but I think that we shouldn't discount the impact, the very real impact that this has on people's mental health. And you only need to look at popular bloggers or vloggers who've talked about it before, about the hateful comments that they get, and you can turn your nose up at these internet celebrities, fine, but at the end of the day, they're still human beings, and any human being who has to read hateful comments on a regular basis is going to struggle with that, right, no matter what. So yeah, it's really important for us to think about how we use social media, about the impact that it has on other people's mental health, and to remember to use it in a responsible way as well. Like I said, there's always going to be somebody different. There's always going to be someone who disagrees with you, and at the end of the day, that's also their choice. So why are we going to waste our energy getting upset about these people, trying to get them to change their minds, change their opinions, stomp our feet and throw things at them till they agree with us. It just seems like a very negative energy and poor use of our energy, when instead we could be putting a lot more positive vibes into, perhaps it's your own action, supporting the cause that you want to, the way you want to, going out into your community, talking to others, whatever it is. Yeah, personally, I really believe that we can be respectful and we can help one another. I think that when we use positive energy, we come together and we can create a much greater force for change than when we're all in our own corners and getting angry with one another. Let's be really mindful of how we use social media. Let's not turn this into a witch hunt. Oh, the lighting is changing. Let's not make it a more negative space than it already is. Please, please, please don't be a troll. It's okay to disagree with someone. It's okay to have a different opinion, but it's not okay to be mean and to be hurtful to people. Please remember, everybody else is a human being and they have feelings just like you. So let's just be respectful. Let's take care of our mental health, and the world will be a better place if we do so. And please use social media to amplify your voice and amplify your cause. It's a great tool and it's a great way to do so. So don't be afraid to do that. The point of this message is not to tell people to stop doing that, or to be preachy. It's really just to ask us to be mindful about how we use it, and treat others with kindness. So that's it. Thanks.